Right. Yesterday we were talking about oxidation reactions. Uh, right. It is called paraxylene. When we oxidize it with sodium dichromate, so with single benzene ring, as I told you, this cannot be oxidized to benzoquinone type. So with single benzene ring, what we can do, if allylic carbon is having a hydrogen, so that can be oxidized to carboxylic acid. If the allylic position doesn't have a hydrogen, then we cannot do any oxidation on the benzene. So here what happens, it becomes COOH because it is a CH3. Again, it is also a CH3, so it becomes COOH. Okay, but at the same time, if we do Itard reaction, that means oxidation with chromyl chloride, this is called Itard reaction. Itard reaction will oxidize the benzylic system with a, generally it will be toluene only. Okay, if it is a CH3, then Itard reaction will oxidize this to an aldehyde functional group. Of course, it can oxidize only one functional group. If we use more equivalents of chromyl chloride, then it may oxidize other things also. But basically, Itard reaction requires a electron-rich benzylic system and a CH3 on the benzylic CH3 at benzylic position. Okay, so this is Itard reaction, oxidation with chromyl chloride. Take all these problems. I will explain them. You write the product. Okay. I'm not going to give the product. You write all the products. I will explain them. Here, it is not free alcohol. It is protected one. So KMnO4 oxidation will not lead to benzoquinone type. Okay. If we have free OH, then only benzoquinone oxidation to benzoquinone may take place. But here it is protected phenols. So benzoquinone oxidation may not take place. What can happen? Since it is a methyl group, this methyl group can be oxidized to carboxylic acid. Even in aromatic heterocyclic aromatic systems, the same type of oxidation will occur. Okay, only the side chain oxidation will occur with KMnO4. Here it is a secondary alcohol, whereas this is a primary alcohol. Okay, So when we look at these things, KMnO4 oxidation will only lead to ketone if it is a secondary alcohol, and KMnO4 oxidation will give carboxylic acid if it is a primary alcohol. Okay, if it is a primary alcohol, we will get carboxylic acid. So this is cyclopentane carboxylic acid. This is cyclopentane carboxylic acid. You write the name, complete name. I am just giving carboxylic acid. Its name is cyclopentane carboxylic acid. So secondary alcohols will be oxidized to ketones, whereas primary alcohols will be oxidized to carboxylic acids. Okay. Right. We can oxidize double bonds, that is olefins, with KMnO4. We can do three types of oxidations with KMnO4. KMnO4 in neutral conditions, or KMnO4 in acidic conditions. KMnO4 in neutral conditions or KMnO4 in acidic conditions, both of them will give carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids. But KMnO4 in basic condition, basic conditions, so this will give diols. This will give diols. Carboxylic diols means a double bond breaks down and this gives a diol of this kind. But under acidic conditions or neutral conditions, this double bond breaks down to give a carboxylic acid, and this side also a carboxylic acid. So the double bond breaks down completely. So that side it gives a carboxylic acid and this side it gives a carboxylic. But in basic condition, only the double bond breaks. The two carbons will be attached with two OH functional groups. Right. I'll give the mechanism of KMnO4 oxidations. When we have a double bond and when we try to oxidize with manganese, potassium permanganate, its structure is like this, O minus, then K plus. Potassium, manganese, here it is in +7 oxidation state. First, it immediately attacks on double bond with the lone pair of oxygens. So it immediately converts from +7 to +5. Then it will attack on manganese. It will attack on oxygen. So this double bond breaks down. Double bond will be polarized towards manganese. This double bond will be polarized towards oxygen. Okay. So here it is undergoing reduction. Manganese undergoing reduction because it is taking the electron pair, right? It is taking the electron pair. So it undergoes reduction. Double bond will undergo oxidation. Manganese will undergo reduction. So in this case, the oxidation state of manganese is +5. Okay. First, this oxygen will attack on double bond. Double bond breaks, polarizes towards this carbon. So this anion attacks on this oxygen, so that one of the double bonds will be pushed to manganese. So manganese takes these two electrons from the carbon or manganese oxygen double bond. So manganese from +7 to it will reduce to +5. Okay. Then hydrolysis, that means addition of water. When we add water, what happens? It directly adds to manganese. Then this bond breaks down. So it gives a product. O minus oxygen, manganese, double bond, O minus, OH2 plus. Then we can write protonation on here, deprotonation on OH2 plus. Protonation on O minus, it becomes OH. Deprotonation here, it becomes OH. So with manganese oxidations, the KMnO4 oxidations, the oxidation state of manganese changes from double bond and OH. The oxidation state will change from +7 to +5. Okay. Then again we can do addition of water. So one more molecule of water addition takes place. Just give me a moment. No need to add. We can polarize this O minus so that it breaks the bond. Okay. So here what we will get, OH, O minus plus Mn. So at the end what we will do, we will add water, so that O minus will pick up the proton. Okay. So then it becomes cis diol. If you want, you can write one more step. Okay. Just add H plus, so it becomes OH and OH. So the product diol, it is called cis diol or syn diol. Cis diol or syn diol. Cis means if two functional groups, the same functional groups on the same side, then it is called cis. If the same functional groups are on the opposite side, opposite phases, we can say, it is called trans. What is syn? It may be a same functional group or different functional group, but if it is in the same plane, it is called syn. If it is out of plane, that means if they are in opposite plane, it is called anti. No, sin, there is no opposite word for sin. Okay, cis and trans is there, but only sin is there. Generally we will say anti, but it is not opposite to sin. Right. I'll change this page. If you haven't completed, please take a snapshot. Right. So when we do oxidize an olefin with a KMnO4 in basic condition, what we get is a syn diol, or cis diol. If it is in acidic condition, then what happens? These diol, the bond between these two diols will break down, so that it will be completely oxidized to carboxylic acid. So this side one carboxylic acid, and the other side also one more carboxylic acid. Okay, right. MnO4, of course, an inorganic compound. Uh, yeah, you can write this. KMnO4 is an inorganic compound and is not soluble in organic solvents. So KMnO4 is an inorganic compound. When we want to oxidize organic compounds, then it is difficult for us to oxidize organic compounds with KMnO4, because KMnO4 can dissolve in water. Organic compounds will dissolve in organic solvents. So aqueous phase and organic phase will not mix. So the reaction may not be possible. So what we will do, hence it is modified as. So to avoid this, we need a homogeneous mixture. What we can do, we will add acetyl group. What we can add a acetyl group, acetyl trimethyl ammonium permanganate. Okay. So instead of potassium ion, we will take an organic cation. Okay, so this, because of the long carbon chain, it is called cetyl trimethyl ammonium. Since it is in positive charge, ammonium permanganate. Since it has a long carbon chain, now it is possible for this fellow to dissolve in what organic solvent. Okay, so because of this long chain, it can easily dissolve in what organic solvents. So this permanganate will easily dissolve in organic solvents, so it can easily oxidize organic compounds. Okay, so if we can use some aqueous environments, then it is no problem for KMnO4 oxidation. But if we cannot use aqueous environments, like we cannot add some water, then what we need to do, we can't oxidize with KMnO4. We need to use cetyl trimethyl ammonium permanganate as the oxidizing agent. Next oxidizing agent is MnO2, manganese dioxide, whereas manganese in +4 oxidation state. Manganese is in +4 oxidation state. It is extremely mild oxidizing agent. It is extremely mild oxidizing agent. So this must be used in excess. We cannot use one equivalent, two equivalents, three equivalents. Okay, we need to use 10 equivalents or 20 equivalents, something like this. Why? Because it is extremely mild. It's a very mild oxidizing agent. So oxidation with MnO2, it is not that easy. So that is why we will use very excess amount of the manganese dioxide. And then what is the specialty of manganese dioxide? It is used specially for allylic alcohol, benzylic alcohols, and propargyl alcohols. So with MnO2, we cannot oxidize all sorts of alcohols because it is very mild oxidizing agent. It has the selectivity, right? It is less reactive, so it has the selectivity. It cannot react with all the alcohols. It can selectively oxidize only allylic alcohols, benzylic alcohols, or propargylic alcohols. It cannot oxidize normal alcohols. Okay. So it is an allylic alcohol. After double bond, there is a carbon, so it is allylic alcohol. It is not the name of the compound. Okay. So when we do oxidize an allylic alcohol with MnO2, what we get is we will get this alcohol into carbonate, either aldehyde or ketone. Okay. Carboxylic acids are also not possible. If it is a primary allylic alcohol, we will get alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Sorry, if it is a secondary allylic alcohol, we will get alpha beta unsaturated ketone. If it is a primary allylic alcohol, what we get? We get an alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. an alpha beta unsaturated, I'm sorry, yeah, it is a primary allylic alcohol. So when we oxidize this, we will get alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. So this is primary allylic alcohol. So primary alcohols cannot be oxidized to carboxylic acids. We can get either ketone or aldehyde based on whether it is a primary allylic alcohol or secondary allylic alcohol. Then how do we prepare this MnO2? Of course, it is commercially available, but at the same time, we can also prepare because it is a mild oxidizing agent. On long standing, its oxidizing power may reduce. Okay, so to better avoid these problems, what we will do, we will generally prepare this whenever we want. We will prepare it freshly. Okay, what we need to take, we need to take a 3-nicarbene, dissolve MnSO4 in water, and from one neck we can add KMnO4 drop wise, and from other neck we can add sodium hydroxide, and under high temperatures. It must be under high temperatures. Just give me a moment. My system, it is also hanging. Just a moment, please. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, my system has gone bad, I think. Please be patient for 1 minute. Is it okay? Somebody please answer.
Yes, sir.
Ah, okay, right. Thank you. I think I need to change my laptop also. Fine. So what we can do, we can freshly prepare MnO2 whenever we want to use MnO2. So how can we prepare? Just add KMnO4 solution and sodium hydroxide solution simultaneously to MnO4 solution under high temperatures. Okay, so we will get a brown color MnO2 precipitate. So after adding all those things, we can immediately filter this and we can dry this. Okay, so it is a very simple procedure. So this is how we will prepare MnO2. I'll give some examples. You give the products. So this is benzylic alcohol. So when we do oxidize benzylic alcohol with MnO2, what could be the product? Cyclopropyl ring, as I said earlier, its reactivity is almost equivalent to double bond. So this alcohol will also be equivalent to allylic alcohol. This alcohol is also equivalent to allylic alcohol. Yes, in this case, benzylic alcohol will be oxidized to benzaldehyde. The cyclopropyl methyl alcohol will be oxidized to cyclopropyl carbaldehyde, cyclopropyl carbaldehyde. In this case, we have two different alcohols. One is benzylic alcohol, another one is normal primary alcohol. Because MnO2 is a mild oxidizing agent, it can only oxidize benzylic alcohol, but not any other alcohols. So out of these two alcohols, we can selectively oxidize only benzylic alcohol, but other alcohol, it will not be oxidized. So MnO2 can be used in selective oxidation. I request you uh, I request all of you to please join the class before I start this. I don't know, something is happening in my laptop. So I tried. Yeah, give me a moment. I don't know today. When the cursor is not moving. Guys, please, after 10 minutes, we will again start the class. Okay. I will restart my laptop. Yes, after 10 minutes, we will start the class. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for now.